Welcome to the Tonya Hofmann's Fabulous TV Show. I am Tonya Hofmann, and this is my Fabulous TV Show because we have fabulous guests. Oh my gosh, y'all are going to, your mind is about to be blown. It is one of those kind of shows that I am even really, really excited about because we have an entire lineup of the most brilliant women you will ever meet. Okay, and I want you just to soak in their brilliance when they're on, all right? Plus, you're gonna wanna stay for every single person because they're giving you something fun and they're gonna give you something free on every single person, okay? So you're gonna be loving this whole show. And, you know, with all of my shows, we just have fun, right? So let's get on with it. I'm so excited. Let me bring in Miss Pat. So here is the incredible Miss Pat Duckworth. Hey, Pat.
Hi there.
And she's the reason we're all here today because she just came out with an incredible new book, and it's called Hot Women Rock. So show us the book. You have to say something so it'll show us.
Here it is, and it's rocking with this tattoo on here, and it's all about being a midlife entrepreneur.
Oh, isn't that fabulous? So what made you come up with this idea for the book?
I was invited to go and give a talk over in India to the Women Economic Forum, and I thought, India, women, entrepreneurs, I need to talk about this and how I became a midlife entrepreneur and how it changed my life. So I started writing the book so I could speak about this in India, and then lots of lovely women started telling me their stories about how they became midlife entrepreneurs, and I said, you got to be in my book, I need your story. And gradually I had 21 stories of fabulous women entrepreneurs.
Oh, that's amazing. And I know that you've got a big special for if people are taking advantage of it for the launch, right?
Yeah, so launch day is 4th of October, and the Kindle version of the book is free. But after that, there are also on my hotwomencoolsolutions.com website, so hotwomencoolsolutions.com, there are loads of free gifts, and there's a workbook, and there's also a relaxation hypnotic recording to get you in the right mindset to become an entrepreneur.
Wow. Okay. So they're going to go to the website and they're going to find all the good details. Now, yeah. Was that core or course? The
Which
website.
So it's Hot Women Cool Solutions.
Core or course? C-O-R-E or C-O-U-R-S-E?
Which bit?
Course. You said Hot Women Core.
Cool.
C-O-O-L.
Yeah, it's this accent. We British, we just speak another language.
You do. The British are the only people I can't understand.
So it's Hot Women Cool Solutions.
Yay, we got it. All right. We knew we'd come down to that. So I'm excited to introduce all your incredible, fabulous authors, but tell us a little bit about your chapter.
So the beginning of the book is a model of how to get yourself into the right mindset. But I started off by telling my story that I worked in the public sector for years and years and years, and gradually climbed my way up, and then got to the top and realized I was miserable. And that was the point where I thought, I've really got to do something that I enjoy. If you get to your 50s and you're not enjoying life, do something different. So I made that big change, completely changed, and became a hypnotherapist and then a public speaker and an author. And so my life has changed so much since I made that decision.
That's fantastic. I know. I think a lot of women have those issues where you finally get, and men too, right? They get to the point that they've been shooting for this whole time, and then they're like, oh, this is what I was shooting for?
It's not as much fun as you think it's going to be. The view from the top of your hill just doesn't look like you thought it was going to, and then it's time to climb the next hill, really.
That's awesome. So do you have a special offer you'd like to give everyone today?
Well, there is the offer of the free book on the 4th of October, but then there are the free gifts. Just go to hotwomencoolsolutions.com and there are all the free gifts that you can sign up for on the right-hand side of the website. Get in there and get the stuff.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Pat. All right. We're going to switch right over. I'm going to unmute Miss Ann Bennett. Hey, Ann.
Hey, how you doing?
This is a rockin' book for a rockin' woman. How about that?
Yeah, this is a totally rockin' book, and Pat has done an extraordinary job in putting all these women's stories together so that they're really touching and beautiful. And there's a lot of, everyone has a different story. It's incredible.
So tell us what your story is.
Well, my story is that, I was at the peak of my career and it looked good. I loved it up there on the top, right? I was the art director at Vogue, and I had been in New York City for about 25 years working in design and art direction, and I'm an artist. So all of that looked fantastic until the day, all of a sudden, I found myself faced with watching the first plane hit the World Trade Center.
Wow.
And it just crushed everything that I thought was important to me. And, there was a lot of, obviously it affected all of us, and everybody knows where they were and what was going on. And to be downtown was just unbelievable. It was like being in a nightmare. And for me, I felt really, really grateful that I was alive. And all of a sudden, everything I cared about didn't matter anymore. It became like, so, I've been pursuing glitz and glamour and it's all been great. And really, it has no real substance for me. So that's when I decided to really switch gears completely and start my business. So I started a marketing and branding business to help women entrepreneurs that really have a big heart and want to go out into the world and do something, really make a difference. And how are they able to formulate what makes them fascinating and what it is they actually do? So that's kind of how that all came about.
That's amazing. Going from Vogue in New York to helping small business owners. I bet you've got a wealth of knowledge that you could bring to the table.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy fun because I love working with my clients and they never know quite what to expect, right? It's always surprise and delight when we're working together. And it's just amazing to be with them. I love women entrepreneurs. I just think they are the most amazing people in the world. And the more that I can support them to really get their message out there, we do websites and we do marketing messaging and stories and all that kind of stuff. And it's just an honor and a privilege to work with so many amazing women and a few good men. I do have a few good men.
Right. So how did they get in touch with you? You have a special offer for them today?
I do. If you go to my website, Ann at annbennettmarketing.com, you can download kind of what I call Unleashing Your Rebel Voice. It's a series of questions that really helps you focus on your voice. But most importantly, I'd love to hear from people. So my email address is Ann at annbennettmarketing.com. Just drop me a line, said you heard about hot women and you want to rock, and we'll set you up, and it'd be great to speak to people. And if they want to call me, that's fine too. My number is 949-287-6410. As you can guess, I'm the kind of person who really likes to connect with people, so please reach out. I would love to hear from you.
Perfect. Yay. All righty. Moving along to Christine Powers. Christine, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yay, we can hear you. So you're so amazing. You've got an incredible chapter in this book. So kind of dive into it and tell us about who you are and what you're talking about.
Well, I can give you a visual cue. If you look behind me, back on this side, we have this beautifully furnished area. Back on this side, we have drywall. That's kind of the state of my life and what I teach and what I talk about. We're always in process. We're always growing into our authenticity. And what you see here and why I may be a little glitchy is because in my own pursuit of unveiling and remembering who I am, I've just moved from the capital of New York to the Adirondack Mountains and purchased 100 acres of land where my husband and I intend to partner to create micro momentary community. I want to bring people here. I want to put them in a vortex. I want to spin them up, rejuvenate them, help them uncover their beauty, remember who they are, and then go right back out into the world and unleash that power and that presence. That's really what I'm all about, and that's what my story really has been for myself.
Oh, that's incredible. So I know, because so many people feel like they can't really make a difference. But if they look at themselves and make a difference for themselves first, it's amazing what you could do in life, right?
Absolutely. And I think one of the most important things to emphasize is that this is a process. It never stops. And that's why I love, the dichotomy of the finished and the unfinished behind me, that don't trade one golden cage for another. Always be reinventing yourself. Always be breaking the rules, especially your own rules about who you think you are. So I could tell you what I am and what I do, but that may change very soon. So there's a few things that will always stay present, and those are my core essence, character traits. I love to connect people. I love to gather people. I love to serve and mentor people, and I love to sing. I'm also a professional singer and a crystal bowl energy practitioner. So whatever I do, there'll be some kind of, outbirthing, really. Look at that. We'll talk about outbirthing with that graphic right there. Something creative and something that is born from those natural essences of who I am.
Yay. Well, that's incredible. It's one of the things that I really love is that when people show, the curtain behind Oz, right? And because it is that transformation, downstairs, my kitchen is still in shambles. I still don't have a kitchen after 6 months. So I totally get, some things are all ready and then some things are like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Always in process.
Right. So how do people get a hold of you? Do you have a free offer for them?
I do. The best way to get in touch with me is through my website, which is christinepowers.com. And there I have a free gift for people. I have a very special meditation that I created, which is a layer of my voice, another layer of birds that I recorded from my property, another layer of crystal bowls that I recorded also and put together, and then another layer of a music bed. It's very deep. I invite people to go and grab that. And then the other thing I'm offering only for the first 10 people, because my time and what I can offer has limits. But for the first 10 people, I'd like to offer a half-hour complimentary spiritual discovery session where you can reach out and connect with me. You have my full undivided attention, and we can explore what your authentic voice is and begin to kind of look at the places where I may be able to support you, or some immediate ahas in the moment where you support yourself and begin your own unfoldment. You'd be amazed what you can do in a half an hour.
Awesome, right? It always amazes me, it's like, just let's get down to it. Awesome.
Oh yeah. I don't mince words anymore. So if you're not courageous and if you're not ready for bluntness, don't sign up.
I totally get it, because I'm the same way. I'm like, all right, let's get it. So perfect. All righty, moving right along. We're going to have Miss Diana Bose. Diana, are you there?
Well, I am. How are you?
Yay! Fabulous.
Awesome.
So I've heard amazing things about you. So tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I am a fabulous 58 woman. I just turned 58 this year, and I blossomed at about 49. I discovered a part of myself that I really had never seen before, and I had this passion to connect women and to to show women that it was never too late, never ever too late to discover their dreams, their passions, and to be a rebel, as Christine said. And that was never a part I had played. So that was new for me. And I constantly am growing and processing who I am as a woman. And someone told me a few days ago that when we all get together like this as powerful women, we should all put our hands up in victory. Victory. Because we are, yes, Christine, we are models, not only to the women around us, but to the younger ones, the young women and the men. These young boys that are growing up who aren't having great, powerful examples of what women in mid-age, it's a different experience when you're around people who appreciate that. And we're all doing a lot, but there's so much more that can be done as women at this age to show that it's never too late. And we're not alone. Look at us.
Right, exactly.
Look what Pat's done.
Oh, it's amazing. So tell us, what do you kind of dive into in your chapter?
Well, we focus on friendship, first of all, because I find a lot of women get to this age where they've put so much time and effort to their families and to their jobs, careers, that sometimes they forget about the connection between women, the friendship, and also that personal development piece, the piece around how can I be a better version of myself? Not that I'm not good enough, but how can I be a better version and continue to grow and explore and learn and experience new things.
Oh, that's fantastic. Right? I mean, I was just thinking the other day, it's like, I want to go have a girlfriend's day, right? So we all should get all together. That would be fun.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. So do you have a way for people to get a hold of you and anything special for them?
Yes, I have. I'm a graphic designer. This is my background. I do a monthly magazine called Be Fabulous, and I give it free to whoever chooses to give me their email. And all you have to do is go to fabulousat50.com and put your email in, and it will be delivered to your little email box every month. And all the articles and everything is focused for women over 40.
Perfect. So what was that address again?
It's fabulousat50.com, and it's the AT50.com.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, that sounds so much fun. So when you say friendship, you really mean like the really good relationship, gooey, type of friendships.
Yeah, like the old days, when a woman needed support or, fell ill, and other women showed up for them and they all came together to support. I would love for that to happen everywhere, for women to come back in, to be there at the highs and to be there at the lows, and to lift each other up. Whether we're a business women or got 5 degrees or as an at-home mother, we all need to support each other and lift each other as we grow as well.
Well, I can't wait to read your chapter. So amazing.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. We're moving on to Miss Nancy Ogilvie. Nancy.
Hi there. Thank you so much for doing this today. I'm really excited to be here.
Yay, me too. So I know you're so brilliant. I've heard so many amazing things about you. So kind of dive into who you are and what your chapter's about.
Cool. I think of my chapter as my business evolution as being really integrated with my spiritual journey. So I really think about the way I've grown in business as being an integral part of my spiritual journey. Like there's an integration there without any seams. And so I think of myself as a spiritual revolutionary. And I've been through 3 different iterations of a business, and the current one is our Climate Legacy and Interfaith Community, unleashing the fierce love, wisdom, and power of 1 million elders to turn the tide on climate change.
Oh my gosh, that's okay. We gotta absorb that. That is amazing. So say that again. The elders of climate change, something. That's like, oh my gosh, what?
unleashing the fierce love, wisdom, and power of 1 million elders to turn the tide on climate change.
Oh, that's so
So because older people have power, politicians know that we vote. Because of our love for future generations and wanting to leave a legacy, because of our wisdom from our life experience, we are in a unique position to mobilize into action around climate change. And that's the way that I bring that spiritual revolutionary piece. In a way, I'm training people to be spiritual revolutionaries and to align their action and their preaching and their practice, to be in integrity around practicing what they preach, because I believe that's part of the major transition that we're in right now.
awesome. Is that what your chapter's about?
It's about the history of my spiritual journey, as I've just described it, the iterations and the pieces that have brought me to this place, which I'm holding kind of as the culmination, and what Spirit has been preparing me to do throughout my whole life.
Yes, that's amazing. It must drive you crazy when you hear people say something stupid like, there's no such thing as climate change.
Well, that's my first reaction, and it's also an opportunity to practice what I preach, which is, compassion and understanding and seeing the divine in even the climate deniers, so that I can stay in relationship with them, because it's through relationship that we move people.
Okay, I'll just send them all over to you then. That's awesome. So how do people get in touch with you? Do you have a special offer today also?
I would love to offer people an opportunity to have a conversation about their own spiritual journey, what the implications of that might be for their lives now and their midlife entrepreneurial mojo. And they can get a hold of me at Nancy at ourcclegacy.com.net. Sorry, Nancy at ourcc for climate change legacy.net.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was incredible.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. So we are going now to Miss Liberty Forrest. Liberty, are you still there?
I am here.
Yay! And I know her little thing says Pat Duckworth because you're at Pat's place right now.
I am so.
So Liberty, I met Liberty a while back, and we were just like talk. And sometimes you just meet people, and you're just like this connection, like zing, and it was amazing. And so tell us about you and about your chapter and how brilliant you are.
Well, I'll tell you about me and my chapter. You can decide if I'm brilliant, I guess. After a rather soap opera life and some education and, personal growth and all that, I had a whole bunch of things to share with people in terms of helping to empower people, I guess, in different ways. And I was always kind of I always said I lived so far outside the box I can't see it anymore. Bit on the quirky side, shall we say. And throughout my adult life, I did unusual things for my work. I was a homeopath. Well, I am, but I'm not really practicing. I'm an author, practicing witch, a lot of healing and that sort of thing that comes from that, distance healing and numerologist, all those things. And mostly raised babies. So I found myself in a situation where I had to support myself. This is what my chapter's about. And I lost everything, and I had to start from scratch. And it was a trick to try to start from scratch, doing, having done all these odds and ends of things throughout my life. And I couldn't get anyone to hire me. I was underqualified for the jobs that would support me. I was overqualified for things I could do, but they wouldn't support me. And I really struggled. And I had lots of people saying, well, you should be doing webinars and online training and all that sort of thing that everybody seems to be doing these days. Well, a lot of people. And it never felt right for me. It's great when other people love it and are good at it, but it didn't feel good for me. But was the thing that made the most sense, how I can use my life experience and skills and abilities. But there was a time, and actually it was at that event where I met you, Tonya, and I found myself saying to someone, I absolutely hate the idea of doing webinars and online training, like the standard courses and things. And I went, oh no, I heard in my head, I can't be doing this, because you got to love what you do. And I loved the outcome. I love working with people one-on-one. I love seeing that transformation, seeing the light go on. But the delivery system just wasn't me. And as soon as I allowed myself to let go of feeling like that's what I had to do because all the business experts thought it was a great idea, within a couple of days, I started getting the most amazing ideas. I got the idea for, well, I've ended up doing 2 coloring books now. They have half inspirational writing and then half coloring. So you can read a passage and then color, and contemplate it. I did coloring t-shirts that you can color yourself. And the short version is, as the time has gone since then, I've just more and more allowed myself to be who I am and return more to the spiritual practice and getting back into doing distance healing and doing numerology and doing card readings and psychic readings and mediumship and all those things I used to do. And now, I'm writing and back to practicing Wicca and doing all those wonderful things. So that just felt like I came home to myself when I finally allowed myself to do that. And it sort of unfolded as the move back to England was also unfolding. So it just felt like this grand universal thing. As soon as I said, I'm ready to just fully be me, all of a sudden doors started opening for me, and everything has just turned into this beautiful place where I am right now.
I know. One of the things that I see for mostly women, because guys are very focused, right? They have to do one thing and they get it done, right? But we have so many abilities to do so many different things that a lot of times we try a lot of things, but we have to listen to ourselves. And that's what you're saying. You just listen to yourself to find your brilliance, right?
Yep.
Yay. So how do they get in touch with you? Do you have a free offer for them as well?
Yes. Well, like Christine, I'm happy to do a free half hour for people online for anything that they would like that I'm able to do, either a distance healing session, a little guidance, mentoring sort of thing, numerology, a reading, anything that I do. 10 people can have a half hour free with me. And you can go to Liberty Forrest, that's with 2 R's.com, and there's a contact page or at libertyforrest.com. Or just write to me, freespirit@libertyforrest.com, and tell me what you'd like to do. And sorry I look like this, but I'm jet lagged. I just arrived in England a couple of days ago, and I'm still on Canada time.
You look fabulous. We would have never.
Thanks.
All right, yay! All right, moving along again. Now we are up with Miss Pam Thompson. You there, Miss Pam?
I am. Hi, Tonya. Really happy to be here.
Yay! I'm so happy you're here too. So I know I haven't really got a chance to really get to know you. I'm so excited though. So tell us a little bit about, just dive right in. What's your chapter about? Who are you? Tell us.
Oh, okay. Who am I? I'm someone who loves freedom and adventure. I love to connect. I love to make a difference, and I love to learn. So my life, including my entrepreneurial life, has been about that. From age 4, I've dreamed of traveling around the world. And by age 30, I'd been around. And since that time, I've had the opportunity to live and work in places like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nigeria. So I really fulfilled that dream. And in terms of contribution, I really, in particular, have a soft place in my heart for women and children and organizations related to improving women and children's rights around the world. So I've had the opportunity to work with not-for-profit sector in those kinds of projects. And I really, I have this love of learning. So because of that, I've had a checkered past in terms of my entrepreneurial life. I started at age 40. I was lured away from the federal government I was taking a course in project management. I was lured away by a guy who was the R&D man for a management consulting group. And he noticed I had facilitation skills. So he invited me to be part of their group. And within 6 months, handshake, no contract, just, do you want to just work for us? And I started that. And that started actually my entrepreneurial journey, because I worked with that consulting group, but I was an independent contractor, set up a company, and then within 6 months left and started my own management consulting company. So that enabled me to not only work in North America, but in many other countries. And then, and then I got into coaching. A friend of mine kept saying, Pam, you should be a coach because you love it. So I learned, so I'm a life and business coach now too. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
So does your chapter kind of dive into just more of the exploration of doing lots of fun things, or what is it about?
It does. And I guess my life has been characterized, as I said, by those top 5 core values, but also by really this constant love of learning has made me want to just learn and change and grow. And so I talk about that. I talk about the importance of following your heart, because even before I really knew consciously about intuition, when I reflect on my life, I've always followed my heart. If something wasn't working, I'd kind of put it out to the universe, and somebody would be introduced to me and I'd get an offer to do something different. And so that's one of the things I talk to when I speak with women. And I have a book as well, as talk about follow your heart and listen to and trust in your body's wisdom, because our bodies always know the truth. I was an academic for a while. I taught university, but when I reflect on life, and that's one of the things I teach, because I'm also a body-centered coach. So I help women go into their bodies, identify patterns that are no longer serving them, and release them.
You must have some incredible stories about women all over the world, so we'll have to sit down and have some time. So how do people get a hold of you? Do you have a free offer as well?
I do. My website is creativelivingcommunity.com. So just like it sounds. And I have a couple offers I'd like to provide. One is you can sign up for an article that has 3 keys to what I call creative living. And so you can go there, and a tool with each of the keys. And also you can, I would like to go for the first 10 people who would like a work-life balance breakthrough session with me, because I've almost burnt out several times. And one of the things I find with driven women who change it up a lot and want to learn and grow is that often we get close to burnout. So I help women create more balance and fun in their lives.
Awesome. Perfect. Yay. All right. And before we listen to our next person, I want to remind everyone listening is don't assume that the 10 people have been taken already. Okay. Because I have had so many times that I had like 2 still open and no one took advantage of them because people were like, I just thought they'd be all full. I'm like, don't wait. Just go and talk to them and find out. All right. All righty. Now we are up with the incredible, oh my gosh, Roberta Shaler. Hey, Roberta.
Hi, Tonya. Thanks for all that excitement and enthusiasm. What an amazing group of women we're with today.
I know, isn't it fun? This is why people always laugh why I laugh so much. And it's because I get to be around such amazing people, right?
Absolutely.
So we've met and you're just adorable. You have such a peaceful, kind of serene type of hugging type of personality. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that.
I've heard the peaceful part a lot. Yeah.
So Roberta, tell us about your chapter and about who is Roberta.
Sure. Well, my chapter is about the need to reinvent ourselves. And I came from a small town, in fact, the most blue-collar, redneck part of that small town. And so someone else, as for all of us, told me who I was and how I was supposed to be and what life was all about. And we all live our family's life until we decide not to. So I knew it never fit, and I knew it was not nice, and I knew my parents weren't pretty nice people. So eventually I just kept moving on and moving forward. And ended up where I am now. And what that story is about is I raised my children mostly alone. I have 3 children. And I stayed in a job that gave me all the good benefits and the same hours as my children for a long time, while having an entrepreneurial business and speaking at conferences on the weekends and writing books. And so nobody else was doing that. They all thought I was nuts, and that's what I wrote about in the book. But what do you think you're doing? You're supposed to be in this box. This is the box we live in. This is what the rules are. What are you doing? And I was always going, no, push those walls away. So eventually, as you can tell from the fact that as soon as my children were all launched and on their way, I left Canada and moved to sunny San Diego, where I have a different energy and things work differently for me, and I love it. So I was told who I was and how I was supposed to be, but I emerged as who I am and what I do now. And because my PhD is in psychology, I've always helped people with their lives and their relationships, and I work now as a relationship consultant and educator worldwide. I have clients all over the world because they've read my 16 books or one or two of them or whatever, and they come to find me. They want some help in their lives. And where I now landed is in my niche, which I will stay in now for a long time. I've had many transitions, as everybody on this group has, but I landed in my niche, and I'm very happy. And what that niche is I help the partners, the exes, and the adult children of chronically difficult people to save their sanity and stop the crazy making in their lives. Now, I'm particularly qualified to do this, not because of my PhD, but I was raised by them. I was raised by hijackals. So when you're raised by hijackals, you don't know it because that's the only reality you know. And so that all seems very normal. And then what you become, and I've trademarked hijackals, of course, because that's my deal, but then you become what I call hijackal bait. And you don't know that either. So you start attracting these people into your life, and that seems normal. And then one day, hopefully, you have a moment when you go, wow, what's going on here? This doesn't feel good. And then you find me, and we talk how to get to save your sanity and stop the crazy making. So I'm particularly concerned about stopping verbal and emotional abuse on the planet.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I know everyone that's probably listening right now is like, that's me. That's my family. That's, what I need to talk to this woman. So how do they get in touch with you?
Well, first of all, let me say that you're always welcome to go to forrelationshiphelp.com. There's a ton of stuff there. But if you want to know about hijackals, if you're wondering if you're with one, I have a free ebook at hijackals.com, and it's called How to Spot a Hijackal. So you need a little bit of clarity around that. And also, I'll offer a free half hour to people who are ready to work, who are ready to say enough. I don't want that life. I want to know more about the relationship I'm in, how to make it work if it can, how to leave it if it can't, what I have to do in the court system, and what I need to do for my children. So two things. You can either go to forrelationshiphelp.com or go to hijackals.com, and I'll spell that, because much as it seems straightforward to me, the rest of the world doesn't think so. So it's hijack, A-L-S, or hi, H-I, jackals, Jackals.com.
Perfect. Yeah, I can see that people are always like, oh, how do you spell that? You're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. All righty. So we're going to go back to Miss Pat. So, Pat, you still there?
I am still here. I'm just loving all these women. I just wish I could spend time with them because their stories are amazing and everything they've done. I just find it so exciting what they're doing with their lives now.
I know, right? So show everybody the book again so we can all kind of absorb the brilliance of it. And what's the back look like?
There's a little picture of me down in the corner here, and there's some really lovely reviews, and so you can find it on Kindle, and it will be also on Amazon Books. So grab a copy and find out about these amazing women.
Yay! That is amazing. So everyone, I'm so glad that y'all joined us today. Please take advantage. Go back and rewind this and watch it all over again and absorb what each person is telling you, and then take advantage of every one of their offers. And don't wait. And don't assume that you're not the number 10 if they gave you only 10 people, okay? Just do it anyways. Even if it's 6 months from now, contact them and then buy that book. Get it now. So I'm really excited that y'all are all here watching the show. Please come back and be a part of the show again, because we always have brilliant people. And for me, a lot of what I love doing is just connecting incredible people. So if you want to just reach out and say hello to me. And then find all the other shows at Public Speakers with an S Association, all spelled out.com, and it will be up there with all the other incredible TV shows that I have. So have fun, enjoy, and bye. See you later. All right, I'm going to unmute everybody so everyone can say bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.